Rights Watch report accuses Saudi Arabia and its allied fighters in Yemen of serious human rights abuses in the far eastern governorate of Al Mara that lies on the border with Oman. Now, the allegations go back to early 2019 and they include arbitrary arrests, torture, forced disappearances and the illegal transfer of detainees to Saudi Arabia. Former detainees say they were tortured at a facility at the city's airport, accused of supporting those fighting against Saudi Arabia in the war in Yemen. Detainees' families say Saudi Arabia carried out forced disappearances of between 3 to 5 months and illegally transferred at least 5 Yemenis to Saudi Arabia. Their whereabouts are still unknown. Human Rights Watch says the kingdom and its supporters have held no one accountable for carrying out these abuses. Well, now let's speak to Afra Nasser. She's the Yemen researcher at Human Rights Watch and the author of this report. She joins us now on Skype from Gothenburg in Sweden. Afra, you interviewed some of these detainees. Talk us through what they told you.
So at least 16 cases that we spoke with spoke about how people were arbitrary arrests, tortured and forced disappeared, and many of them have been illegally transferred to Saudi Arabia. Some of their families know nothing about their whereabouts. Some of them heard back from the detainees in Abha, especially in a prison in Abha, after 3 to 5 months. So many of the 16 cases really need their relatives to come back to Yemen and be prosecuted according to the Yemeni law. So there is no justification for this illegal transfer of detainees, and Saudi forces in Yemen are obligated to abide by international humanitarian law and international human rights law. And they must treat people taken into custody for security reasons humanly. And if they detain someone on suspicion of committing a criminal offense, the Saudi forces need to transfer them to the custody of the Yemeni government investigation and prosecution.
Afra, your report also describes an informal detention facility where people were tortured by Yemeni officers. How involved is the government in all this?
So there is a quite visible division within the Yemeni government in terms of their attitude to the Saudi-led coalition presence in Al Mahra. So what we had was video footage especially, and pictures of some of the detainees. And we spoke also to former detainees who were detained inside an unofficial detention center built inside the civilian airport in Ghaida, the capital of Al Mahra. So there used to be not a prison inside the airport, but today there is this unofficial detention center where Saudi forces are keeping detainees and supervising torture and ill treatment to these detainees.
Afra Nasser there, the Yemen researcher at Human Rights Watch and author of that report. Thank you very much for